According to the teachings of the Lord Buddha, we are on a journey. We didn't know, and we don't know when we have begun this journey. According to the teachings of the Buddha, we have passed millions and millions of lives. In every life, we gather some sort of deeds. We acquire some sort of living force. And then we give up that one physical body and we join another physical body that is prepared or arranged for us by the karmic force that we had gathered. So from one life to another life, from one physical life to physical body to another physical body we entered. So in this way we passed millions of lives. So from this it is evident that death is nothing to be feared so much, nothing to be afraid of so much. It is just a junction at which we give up our old body and we join a new body which is prepared by our karmic force. So death is the junction at which we pass from one house to another house. So there is nothing to be afraid of. There is nothing to be grieved for. Sometimes when a relative of ours passes away, we feel so much sorry. We think he is separated from us forever. Never. It happens in that way. They can't be separated from us because naturally everybody has some sort of attachment, some affection, some love for his relatives. This love, this affection, this attachment is a strong force we gather which is working in a dormant way in our mind, which bring us over and over again together. Even though our relatives, suppose one of our child, son or daughter, passes away, but he has attachment towards his mother. He has affection towards his father and mother and other brothers and other relatives. Because of his attachment, he comes again as one of their relatives, either as their son, as one of their children, or as some other relative, or as some companion. Anyway, they come together again and again. When you read the Jataka stories, the past life stories of the Lord Buddha, you read, at the end of every story you find that such and such a person was the Buddha's father and mother, King Suddhodana and Queen Maya, or his stepmother Pajapati Gautami, and his son, and his Prince Siddhartha's wife Yasodhara. Over and over again they were reborn, they met together. Sometimes their relationship may be different. One time they may be reborn as his son, or his father and mother, or his son and daughter, or his brother or cousin, or a friend. In next life, again, they recur, they come back, reborn as some other relative. But anyway, their relationship is there. They never get separated entirely. Every time they come over and over again and they meet together. But because they don't have the power of remembering their past lives, they have that developed clairvoyance to know the person who is living near him, whether he was his past brother or past the departed brother or departed son or departed husband, or you can't see that. Because you have not gathered that clairvoyant power. If you have developed your clairvoyant power, that clear vision, that divine vision, divine eye we call it, then you can see. Whenever you see a man, at once you can understand, this is my brother, my past, my departed son, my departed daughter, or my departed husband. Is still there now, in different forms. So, when a person passes away from this life to some other life, you need not have sorrow for him. If you think it is a loss, it is wrong. And they can't be separated. There is no loss. Only for the time being there is some change, but you don't understand the change. Death means going from this physical body to another body. That is recurring birth in different form. And again they get together. So when you understand this fact perfectly, there is no reason for thinking that the so-called dead relatives or departed relatives are separated from us. You can't think that. Nobody can make them separated from you, because there is so much attachment between you and your relatives. So long as you are in samsara, in the round of rebirths, you go from life to life, from body to body, till you come to the perfect rest, that is Nirvana. There, you come to a certain state at which you are never separated at all. There is no death after that. There is a certain perfect, blissful state you come to. Till you come to that perfect rest, you have to go this journey, leaving one physical body and joining another physical body, and again living in that physical body for some time, then again you have to give it up and join some other physical body. So this journey we have to go for a long time. If you can remember your past lives, you would see hundreds of lives, how you have passed hundreds of lives, and during those lives, how you have your relatives, your sons and children, they departed from those lives, and for the time being they were separated, but they joined you in some other form. Now perhaps you may think your son and daughter and husband, they passed away and you won't see them again. That is wrong. They are here. They are near you, either in a visible form or an invisible form. Sometimes you are reborn in invisible form, in a certain invisible realm, which we call heaven, or the astral forms, we call them, astral world. They are in such forms. Or even if they are in such form, always they are near us. They see us. But unfortunately, as our physical eyes are not so sharp enough to see their forms, because these are too gross to see such astral forms, we don't see them, but they see us. They hear us, but we don't hear them. Our sense organs are so gross. They are not sharp enough, not subtle enough to experience such things, to see or hear their forms or voices. But they are there. Or if they are reborn as human beings, they are near you, as some of your relatives. Therefore, you should not think that those departed relatives, those dead relatives, they are entirely separated from you. You can't think like that way. You should not think. They are still near you. They can't be separated. So death is a state at which you pass from this gross physical body to another physical body, which you prepare or arrange by your dormant karmic force. So death is not a loss, it is a changing. Suppose you use a dress, when it becomes old, worn away, or if it is torn away by some accident, what are you to do? You have to give it up and to use another dress. Like that, when this physical body get old and worn away, that we can't use it no further, we have to give it up. Or by a accident sometimes it may be wounded that it can't live anymore. Even then we have to give it up and we have to join some other new physical body. That's natural. So even by accident or even by short age and short lifetime, or in any way, if we give up this physical body, we are reborn. We come to some other life. We enter another physical body. And we are there. We are not lost. We have not been annihilated. We are not been entirely separated. Still we are there. We are in the same realm, same sphere. We are always together. That's the nature of life. But there is one thing to be done. When relatives are no more with us in the form of physical form, or when they have departed from this physical life, the living relatives do as their duty some sort of meritorious deeds and make them sharer of this deed. Actually, if they are in that astral form, they can share it. They at once, by telepathic force, they have that telepathic force. Naturally they have it. They know and they see that their relatives are doing some sort of good deed in their name, and at once they come here. And they share. By sharing it, they increase their power and strength and all what are necessary for their life, for new life. And they become more and more powerful. Some time ago, when I read that magazine called Prediction, which is published in England, I saw an article with a picture in which it says, in that picture, it is a picture of some sort of treatment towards some relatives by a certain gentleman in the name of his lost father, departed father. So, at this time, he took a photo. When the photo was printed, they saw the departed father was there behind them, behind all of them. Just as he was while he was living. In the same way, but there was not a photo even behind them. But the dead father, the father of that person, that gentleman, he was there behind him. So, the article says, this proves that the dead relatives, they don't go away, they are not annihilated. They are reborn, then they are most frequently, they are near them, in some astral forms. Mostly this happens everywhere, in every country. You find so many experiences of such type, this type, in every country we hear. So, if a relative is dead, he is still living. Because death means change in the place, change in the house. House is our physical body. So from this house to another house they go, but still they are there. Therefore, there is no reason to grieve for the departed relatives. Till you attain to Nirvana, they are near you. Though they are in different forms. Every time you change your forms. Even you, yourself, have changed your forms millions and million times in every past lives. Therefore, the changing of the form is natural to everybody. Therefore, there is no reason to grieve for. In any form, they are there. Again, they meet you. So, it is your duty to perform some meritorious deed and to make them share. You have done it. You have done your duty. And at the same time, I have to tell something about the children's duty towards parents. Now, here is this young gentleman, your son. He must understand. Everybody must understand. We can't live in this physical body eternally. We can't live. Someday we have to give it up. So, our next life, next physical body is arranged according to the karma, according to the action we do here, the life we live here. If you live a bad life, then our thought process, then our mind's level becomes low. If it becomes low at death, it influences you. Your next connection will be a low one. If the level of mind is high, then at death you jump off from this life to the next life of the same level, a higher level. That means you are reborn in heaven or reborn in a very happy state, even among men. Therefore, you have to keep your mind's level a high one. That's a high one, not a low one. Mind is poisoned by evil thoughts, by greediness, by anger, by jealousy, by enmity, but by kindness, by loving kindness, by generosity, by patience, forbearance, by these good qualities. The mind is nourished and it becomes strengthened. It becomes strong and strong every day if you gather such good thoughts and do good deeds and speak good words according to your good thoughts. That means if you live a good life, with good intention, with good motive. You have to do everything with unselfish good motive. If your motive is good, then your activities, your all deeds are good. It is motive, the Lord Buddha said, it is motive what we call karma. That karmic force is this motive. It is this motive when it becomes strong or again by gathering some more motives like that, in many more good deeds, they become very strong. And it is they which guide your life's journey. Therefore, we have to be put always in your word, in your activities, in your deeds, in your thinkings, in your thoughts. You must be always good. Try to be good as much as possible. Then, children, the Lord Buddha said, must regard the parents, mother and father, as God, as Brahma. The Lord Buddha said, you have your God at home in your own house. That is your mother and father. So children must pay respect, must regard, must treat their parents, their mother and father as his God, as his guide, as his creator. It is his duty to perform all his, to do all respect, to do all help. Whatever he has to do to treat his mothers, to keep his mothers and father in good mood. So, as we live a very short life, we can't live even 120 years. Very few people live even 100. So within this short time we have to do our filial duty, our duty towards our relatives, towards our friends, towards our children. You have to perform all these duties. If you perform your duties perfectly well, then whenever death comes, or the moment of departure comes, you feel not repentant because you have done your duty. Every time, we don't know at which time death comes. Every time you must be ready for that. How to be ready? Be good, be honest, be kind, be soft-hearted, don't be rough. Have loving kindness towards all beings, all people. If you, on this motive, if you live your life, at whatever time the death comes, there is no reason to be afraid, because you have prepared yourself. You have raised your level, your mind's level to a very high standard. Then the next connection is a high one. That means you are destined to be reborn in a very high state, high realm. Therefore, we have to prepare. Someday we will die, therefore we have to prepare ourselves for that departure. That is, to be good, to be religious. A good Buddhist must take Buddhist example. A good Christian must take Jesus Christ as his example. So, by taking these great persons as our example, we have to gather much kindness, much good heart, much honesty. In one word, purity of heart. That's what we have to do. That is the real religious life. So, be religious. Be honest. Try to live a good life. Go good and harmless life. Then, in this life also, you can live happily. At death also, you can face it bravely. That is just like sleep. Today you sleep and tomorrow morning you wake up. Just like at the death moment. That means you may forget the word death. It has a terrible meaning. It has frightened people by its wrong meaning. Forgetting death, the departure, the change in the body, change in the house, going to a new house. At the moment of going to that new house, new physical body, you have to face it. Then at that time you may go to a moment's sleep, a moment rest. Then you open your eyes in quite a new body with a new life. So you have to prepare yourself for that. And this way of recurring life, recurring birth is going on till we are in samsara, till we are within the round of rebirths. Someday you must put an end to it. Whenever we realize Nirvana, then we come to a perfect rest. So for that also we have to do good deeds, we have to think good thoughts, we have to gather as much merit as possible, as much good thought as possible. Whenever we gather much good thought, much understanding of life by practicing meditation and so on, we come nearer and nearer to that perfect rest someday, which we call Nirvana, the perfect bliss, the Samambonam. So, my last advice today is good thought, good word, and good deed. These three things are your refuge. These three things are your guide, and follow the guide and live a happy life here and wait a new happy life in the next life. And at last you have to wait till the perfect happy life, that perfect bliss comes someday to you. That is Nirvana. Thanks.
So.